Good evening, everyone. We're going to try that one more time. Good evening, everyone. There we go. I'm Bryce Shoemate, and I'm a 1978 graduate of North Hardin High School, and I'm your MC for this evening. Trojan athletes have been winning championships and making names for themselves on the gridiron, mats, floors, and fields since the 1962-63 school year, when Vine Grove High School and Rineyville High School consolidated to form North Hardin High School. Once again this evening, we will recognize 10 individuals, 5 from Rineyville High School and 5 from Vine Grove High School. These individuals are part of the foundation for the very successful program that we know as North Hardin Athletics. Since 2007, over 100 outstanding Trojans have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tonight, 8 individuals will be inducted into North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame. Class of 2023 in this very special ceremony. This is an annual event to give these exceptional Trojans the recognition they deserve. Throughout the years, many businesses and individuals in the North Hardin community have provided financial support for our academic and athletic programs. Without this support, programs such as this would not have happened. We would like to extend our thanks to the individuals and businesses for their support of this Hall of Fame induction ceremony. At this time, I'd like to call Steve Yates up, a member of the 2017 Hall of Fame class, and Steve will ask the prayer this evening. Steve, would you come up? Now, I've got to give you all instructions. After the prayer, you will start going through the serving line, but they are going to come and tell you all which table can go first, or second, or third, and so on and so on. Is that right, Mr. McCamish? Okay. All right, Steve, you're clear.
Thank you. Good to see everybody tonight. Glad you made it. And let's go to our Lord in prayer for our food. Lord, thank you for this time together. We thank you for each one that's represented here tonight. And Lord, we just ask you to bless the food and help us, Lord, to all have a great time tonight. And we ask this in thy name. Amen.
Thank you all for coming tonight. It's a little bit of effort to get here. We certainly appreciate it. We seem to grow a little bit in numbers each year. This is our largest attendance yet, and so we're thankful for that. Want to thank our committee. There's 12 of us on the committee, and I want to thank them. My brother Don's hollering at me here. Got to talk up. I talk some, but he can't hear thunder. I can only hear half the thunder. So hereditary. We do this as a group. There's a lot of work that goes into it. A lot of people help. And we think we've put on a pretty good program, and we hope you've enjoyed it tonight. And we continue to do that. But we're a volunteer organization, which means we need money. And Coach Bebbers asked me a few moments ago what it cost this year to put it on. And when I got to adding up the numbers, I was pretty astounded for this little group, what it costs. So what I'm getting at is we can always use donations. If you are a former member and you want to donate, we'd appreciate that. You can look on our website. You can contact any of the committee members, me, Dan McCamish, Steve Yates, Leanne Staley's back there, any of us, and we can give you the Venmo account. We prefer check or cash. It's a little easier. But if you can consider that, we would certainly appreciate it. We could just get former members to give us a good little donation each year. We would be in good, solid shape. So please consider that. We'd appreciate it. I want to thank North Hardin High School. Jeff Macy, the principal, had planned to be here tonight. He got called away with an emergency at the last minute. Couldn't make it, so he can't be here with us tonight. And next thing we need to talk about is we need nominations. We are getting thin in our pool of nominations. Anybody can nominate somebody that went to North Hardin High School as a coach, as a contributor, and as an athlete. So if you have questions about that, see any committee member, see me. It's on North Hardin High School website. It's on North Hardin High School Hall, or North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame Facebook page. I'll be glad to tell you how to do it. It takes a little bit of work, but not as much as you think. Okay? Okay. Now, this has been a little bit of an unusual year. The old football players here tonight are going to enjoy it. We've got Coach Dan Walker, North Hardin's first football coach, going in. We had to go into investigative journalism, Bryce Shoemate's police department investigation. He was very hard to track down. We knew he was in Murray, Kentucky. And several of the people in here, Jim Frame back here, played for him. Dan McCamish played for him. Coach Ellis was friends with him. My brother Don coached with him. But we had a lot of gaps with Coach Walker as to what his career looked like. We finally contacted the Murray Police Department, had them drive over to their house, and asked them to give us a call. Well, that worked. But after that, we couldn't get them to answer the phone again. I don't know how many times Coach McCamish called. So we put our thinking cap on. We called somebody at Callaway County School System and asked for the person that was the most tenured employee at Callaway County School System. We got somebody, and she said, I didn't know him, but I know who does. And about 2 days later, we get a phone call. Gentleman who helped us, you'll see him in the video we're going to play later, Randy McCallum, was coach at Callaway County High School at the same time Coach Walker was there. And he said, yes, we used to be good friends. We've drifted apart. He said, what's his address? He drove over there that afternoon, got to meet with him, got in touch with Coach McCamish. 2 days later, Coach McCamish, Coach Ellis, drive down to Murray, Kentucky and meet Coach Walker for lunch and get to present him with his award. So that worked out quite well. So, and I will tell you, his, I don't know I was 8 years old when he was here, and I remember him, and he seemed bigger than life. To me, he was a big man, strong man, played college football. But many of his antics carried on to the Larry Bush era, Willard Bryce era, down into mine. Coach Dan McCamish coached me for a while. He learned quite a few of Coach Walker's antics, if you want to say. So, and you'll hear a little bit of those things in his bio today. I also want to talk for a minute here about Rineyville and Vine Grove. Been such a great addition to this program. They've been just turnout that we get from them, and being able to honor these older athletes that so many years after they've graduated from high school. And part of that issue is because of age. Some of them are deceased, no longer with us. Hard to get their statistics sometimes. Coach Bevers has a lot of them, but he doesn't have all of them, so we have a hard time finding stuff. So if you think sometimes when we're reading about an athlete from those days that there's not many statistics about it, well, it's just not around. We have to rely on a lot of hearsay, a lot of old stories, ask people that saw him play, but very deserving to be here, okay? So we've been happy with that with Vine Grove and Radcliffe. Unfortunately, this past week, one of the recipients from Rineyville High School, Betty Ann Owsley Shipley, passed. And so she and her family are not here tonight. And then unfortunately, one of our mainstays with the Rineyville program, Mr. Bob Owsley, passed away 3 days later. And he was the brother to Betty Ann. So they lost 2 family members this week. So please keep them in your prayer, okay? Okay, Bryce, I think I'm about done, okay? I'm gonna cue this up, okay? And then you can take off. if it starts. Poor signal in here. Just hold on. We don't have a signal in here. It's going through that. No, you don't have to do it this time. If it'll play. All right, we'll just get Barbara Prophet to sing the North Hardin fight song for us, because we can't get it to come up. We don't have a good enough internet connection, so we'll skip that part of it. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's just like live TV. You get all kinds of mistakes and nobody pays any attention to it. Just go right on. All right, let's give Rick a big round of applause, because he works very hard with all of the members to try to get this together every year. And I want to recognize all of our Hall of Fame members. And tonight we would like to recognize Hall of Fame members who are in attendance. Would those members please stand as I call your name? And if you all would, hold your applause until I call everyone's name, please. Rick Skeeters, class of 2007, football, basketball, and baseball. Class of 2012, Mike Skeeters, track, cross country, basketball, and contributor. Class of 2013, Barbara Prophet, contributor, and some of y'all know her as a sucker mom. Ron Bevers, basketball coach, started the tennis program and kept football stats. He was a class of 2014. Class of 2015, Sandy Brock Skeeters, a contributor, and Courtney Crutcher-Bell, softball. Class of 2016, Jordan Skeeters, soccer. Class of 2017, Steve Yates, baseball and basketball. And class of 2021, Jared Yates, baseball. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Now, I'm going to tell you, because we don't always know who's going to show up, if I fail to mention anybody's name that's here tonight that is in the Hall of Fame, would you please stand up and tell us who you are? Thank you, John. Leanne. Thank you. Mr. Ellis. Thank you. All right. We appreciate you all being here, and I'm sorry that we missed you. We did, like I said, this is like live TV. You just go right on with it. I want to remember folks that that are no longer with us. And in 2016, we started a new tradition of recognizing our Hall of Fame members who are no longer with us. On the memorial table, you will see a flower arrangement in honor of our deceased colleagues and friends. We want to remember these individuals for what they did in helping build the Trojan tradition. David Biggs, class of 2016, wrestling and football. Bernie Head, class of 2011, football, wrestling, and track. Crad Jaggers, class of 2013, football, basketball, and baseball. James Jetter, class of 2007, basketball and track. James Jones, class of 2014, basketball. Dwayne Klug, class of 2016, assistant soccer coach and contributor. Ricky Morris, class of 2012, wrestling. Laddie Novak, class of 2013, contributor. Joseph Cameron Ponder, class of 2017, football and track. Joe Jaggers, class of 2017, football coach. Ray Story, class of 2013, contributor. Jared Salvia, class of 2015, golf. Barbara Underwood, class of 2011, track coach and swimming coach. Raymond Ward, class of 2015, contributor. Stanley Williams, class of 2015, basketball. If you all would, please observe a moment of silence for these special athletes, coaches, and contributors. Thank you all. The Trojan Foundation Award was organized to honor the rich heritage and tradition of the successful athletic programs at Rineyville High School and Vine Grove High School. In addition, it will serve as a means of recognizing, preserving, and honoring the athletes, coaches, and individuals who made a significant contributions to the athletic programs. Many individuals have been influential in the Red Devils and Blue Devils tradition of excellence and have exemplary accomplishments on the athletic fields and courts. The Trojan Foundation Award honors the contributors and contributions and accomplishments of those individuals who are worthy of recognition as examples for others to emulate. This year, we will be honoring 4 individuals from Rineyville High School and 3 individuals from Vine Grove High School. After receiving your award from Rick Skeeters, please take a seat in the chairs provided and remain seated. And Rick's going to actually tell you what seats to sit in so that you don't have to guess. He's going to take care of that for you. First up, Charles Squack Jones. Charles Squack Jones was a starter for the Rineyville Red Devils basketball team his sophomore, junior, and senior years. He played on the 1954 district tournament champion team that defeated their rival Vine Grove. Squack came from a family of basketball players. He and his 4 brothers all played in the state basketball tournament. His senior year, he was an all-district selection, all-Dixie League, led his team in free throw shooting percentage and averaged 15 points a game with a total of 495 points. Squack was selected for the annual Senior All-Star game between the 22nd and 23rd districts. These teams were selected by the district coaches. Jim Hagan at 6'6" from Glendale and Squack Jones at 5'6" were both unanimous choices for all the senior squad. Over his career at Rineyville, Squack scored 1,045 points, you all, and was an excellent ball handler and jump shot artist. Yeah, you all give a round of applause for that. Many people and coaches considered Squack one of the best guards in the district. Later in life, he served in many volunteer activities, serving as 7th and 8th grade basketball coach for St. Bridget, where he coached his son, Tony. He has been a member of the Vine Grove Knights of Columbus Council for 63 years, serving as Grand Knight for 2 years and Kentucky State Deputy for 2 years. Squack has also led many mission trips to Eastern Kentucky and is still doing so at age 85. Charles Squack Jones, congratulations on your induction into the Rineyville Hall of Fame. Sue Allen Pence. Okay.
I'm not sick.
Tim will be accepting on her behalf, but that didn't happen in my notes here. Yvonne Sue Allen Pence graduated from Rineyville High School in 1953. She attended all 12 years of school in the Rineyville school system. She served as a cheerleader for 6 years, including her freshman through senior year. At that time, the cheerleaders were transported to and from the away games by Mr. H.L. Perkins, the principal. She was a member of the Geek Club, participated in the senior play, and was chosen for the homecoming queen court during high school. She also was a part of a group called the FFA, Future Farmers of America, Singers. She recalls when they served food at the parent-son banquet and then provided entertainment by singing. During her school years, Sue met and became close friends with Martha Stewart, Wanda Hart, Henrietta Berry, and Betty Owsley, all in the class of 1953. She remembers many sleepovers and fun times with these dear ladies, and their friendships have lasted to this day. In her junior year, the seniors invited the junior class to join them on their trip to New York and Washington. She would later laugh and say that when they told New Yorkers that they were from Kentucky, the New Yorkers would look down at their feet to see if they were wearing shoes. Sue's school prophecy stated that she would be voted housekeeper of the year and would marry 6 millionaires in her lifetime and keep each house. That was not quite how it played out. She was a great housekeeper, but she only married once. In 1954, she married Herbert Pence, and they were married for 54 years until his death in 2008. They have 2 children, Tim Pence and his wife Sandra of Bowling Green, and Vicki Pence Thomas and her husband David of Custer. Sue retired from the Elizabethtown Independent School System after 29 years of service. She started as secretary for the Director of Pupil Personnel, and then in the years that followed, she served as secretary for many different superintendents in the E-Town Independent School System. Sadly, Sue developed dementia a few years ago and is unable to attend tonight's ceremony. However, when told about the honor, she was very pleased and humble. Sue Allen Pence, congratulations on your induction into the Rineyville School Hall of Fame. Betty Ann Owsley Shipley. Betty Ann attended all 12 years in school at Rineyville, graduating in 1953. She played piano at local churches beginning at the age of 13. She also played for graduation exercises and school plays as she progressed through the Rineyville School, culminating with her senior play, where she began her acting career, and it also ended there. She participated in talent shows with her good friend Sue Allen, where they sang songs such as "She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain" and "Toot Toot Tootsie Goodbye." As a sophomore, Betty enjoyed encouraging the Red Devils as a cheerleader. One of her fondest memories is from the game the basketball team played against Dawson Springs. It was an overnight trip where the male players stayed with the families of the Dawson Springs team while the cheerleaders stayed with the family of the cheerleaders. Well, we couldn't do that now, could we? Betty enjoyed a 30-year career on Fort Knox, where she served as civilian personnel management. During the 1970s, one of the agencies she worked with included the U.S. Bullion Depository. On one occasion, she was invited to take a tour of the facility, not including the actual gold vault. Ironically, when the facility was being constructed in 1936, her mother, Virginia Owsley, toured the site before it was placed into operation. Betty has 3 children, 9 grandchildren, and 7 great-grandchildren, and she lived on the farm in Rineyville where she was born and raised. Congratulations, Betty, on your induction. Ronald Yates. Ronald Yates was a 1954 graduate of Rineyville High School. He played basketball for the Red Devils for 4 years and is one of the 3 surviving players from that class. He was a starting guard for the team and was known for his set shot. One of Ronald's favorite memories involves the 1954 district tournament played at Fort Knox. Rineyville won all 4 games only by a collective total of 11 points. They played their arch rival, the Vine Grove Blue Devils, in the final game. At that time, Vine Grove was the best team around, in Ronald's words. Vine Grove would always beat us like a rag doll. However, miracles do happen, and Rineyville won the game by 4 points. The funniest thing from that game was the last basket. Ronald threw the ball the length of the floor to Mike Gunning, and Mike thought Vine Grove team had him surrounded, so he faked, and he faked again, and finally put up the shot. Nobody was within 25 feet of him. Rineyville was 1954 Dixie League champions and the 1954 district champions. They went to the regional tournament, and they drew Vine Grove the first game and were once again whipped like rag dolls. Ronald was named to the all-region team. Ronald claims the best accomplishment he was eventually marrying the head cheerleader, Rose Marie Kidwell. Ronald was president of the FFA in Rineyville. He ran a successful dairy farm in Rineyville, where he still resides. Ronald and Rosemarie raised 6 North Hardin graduates and have spent many years watching their children and grandchildren excel in the sports programs here at North Hardin. Ronald and his grandson Jared Yates are the only grandfather and grandson team in the North Hardin and Rineyville Hall of Fame. Ronald Yates, congratulations on your induction into the Rineyville Hall of Fame. Herman Kramer. And Don Cecil's going to accept on his behalf tonight. Herman Kramer, a 1962 graduate from the Vine Grove High School, was known as a prolific scorer for his time. Vine Grove Hall of Famer Gary Blair played with Herman and recalls Herman was quiet, get the job done kind of guy. Blair also said Herman was one of the best shooters to ever play at Vine Grove. This is documented in records collected by Hall of Fame coach Ron Bevers and Don Skeeters. Don Skeeters, also a member of the Vine Grove Hall of Fame, says Herman is the all-time leading scorer from Vine Grove High School, and according to records, averaged 19-plus points per game. Now this is before the three-point shot and scoring over 1,700 points. He scored 1,700 points for his career. So think about that now. This is before the three-point shot ever came into play here. After high school, Herman attended Bethel Junior College in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, where he was an all-conference both years he was there. After leaving Bethel College, he attended and graduated from Western Kentucky University. Herman entered the Air Force and became an officer, and in 2000, Herman passed away at a very young age. Herman Kramer, thank you for your service to our country and congratulations on your induction into the Vine Grove High School Hall of Fame. And accepted for Mr. Kramer is Don Cecil.
He had sharp elbows too. That's Kerry Frame, lost 2 teeth and I brought a broken nose. He had sharp elbows.
We thought your nose was a little crooked, but we didn't. John Pauley, better known as Johnny Pauley to us Grovers, isn't that right, Don Skeeters? Johnny Pauley, absolutely. John Pauley, known better as Johnny, was a 1942 graduate of Vine Grove High School. Johnny was orphaned as a small boy, and he was the second oldest of 4 children. Johnny's mother died when he was 6 years old, and his father died when Johnny was 13 years old. The 4 children were placed in different homes within the community. And when we talk about that, you think about that, things were much different at that time. This resulted in Johnny moving from the St. John area to Vine Grove, where he lived the rest of his childhood with A.E. and Maud Ray. This tragedy became the good fortune of the Vine Grove Blue Devils. Johnny helped the Grovers to a record of 82 wins and 20 losses during his high school years, finishing with a record of 25-4 his last year. In that season, Johnny and his teammates beat arch rival Rineyville 3 times while sweeping to the district championship. However, in the region championship, the Red Devils won out. In his late 80s, Johnny was quoted as saying, "It hurts now like it happened yesterday." Although he never attended college, Johnny was a member of the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base team, which was equivalent to playing big-time college basketball in that day. Johnny was almost certainly among the top 5 players ever produced by Vine Grove High School. Accepting the Trojan Award for Johnny Pauley tonight is his nephew, Thad Keel, son of the late John's sister, Mildred Pauley Yates Keel. Johnny Pauley, thank you for your service to our country and congratulations on your induction into the Vine Grove High School Hall of Fame. Patty Sims Vows. I know you're here. I hugged you. Patty Sims Vows was a 1961 graduate of Vine Grove High School. Patty comes with a very high recommendation. Those attending Vine Grove High School and North Hardin High School in the 60s and 70s were very familiar with Mary Dara. Mrs. Dara, an English teacher during Patty's time at Vine Grove, wrote the following: Patty was an awesome cheerleader. Her enthusiasm and energy made her a great floor leader. She developed many new floor routines that earned her the respect of her teammates. In her senior year, Patty was voted to the all-district cheerleading team, then subsequently voted number 1 in this group at the district basketball tournament in Elizabethtown. Moreover, Patty was voted the most athletic girl in the Vine Grove senior class of 1961. In her senior year of school, Patty won the Miss Gold City Beauty Pageant. A year later, she won the Miss Nolin RECC Beauty Pageant. Mrs. Mary Dara commented in Patty's senior yearbook, Patty, you were named most athletic, and that must be accurate. You are so enthusiastic and earnest. You bounce into the middle of things and hearts, and there you remain. What a resounding recommendation. Upon telling Patty of her upcoming induction, she was very appreciative and thankful. Patty married the late Romy Sims, and they had 3 sons, Trey, Chuck, and Chad, and they live in Vine Grove. Patty Val Sims, congratulations on your induction into the Vine Grove High School Hall of Fame. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Vine Grove High School and Rineyville High School. Now it's time for us to introduce the newest members of the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. First up, Dan Walker was North Hardin High School's first football coach. He coached the Trojans during the 1963 through 1967 seasons. During his time at North Hardin, Coach also assisted with wrestling and basketball. Coach Walker was very passionate, and many of his stories during his tenure survive to this day, many of which carried down to several generations of future North Hardin football coaches, such as Charlie Lynch and Dan McCamish. It seemed Coach Walker had a knack of breaking clipboards over heads, knees, shoulder pads, and etc. Thanks to Dan Walker, many generations of North Hardin football players experienced the futile attempts at exiting the door of the old block building over the body of a somewhat large and passionate football coach. Hall of Famer Jim Frame shared a story of the hiring process for Coach Walker. Jim says it went as follows. Mr. James T. Alton, principal of North Hardin in 1963, had contacted a young man that had just graduated from the University of Louisville with his teaching certificate and was interested in becoming North Hardin's first football coach. As fate would have it, Dan Walker was friends with this young man and rode down from Louisville and set in on the interview with Mr. Alton. Before long, Mr. Alton had shifted the focus of the interview to Dan. Dan had also just graduated from U of L, where he was a backup quarterback for the Cardinals. Obviously, Mr. Alton was more interested in Mr. Walker, and he left Vine Grove that day as the North Hardin High School's first football coach. Coach Dan McCamish recalls the first day of football practice with Coach Walker. Dan says this: the first meeting was held down at the block building. And for some of you all don't know where that is, it was a white block building down on the football field, just kind of away from the football field, in between the baseball and football fields there in Vine Grove.
The shack.
Yes. And it stunk. Lest I digress here just a little. A building located just like where I told you all, kind of in between the middle school and the elementary school now is a better reference there. It served as the first locker room. Dan remembers all the boys having tremendous trouble in figuring out the pads and how to put them on and adjust them. The meeting started at 1 o'clock and moved to the old baseball field behind James T. Alton and ended at dark that night. This team consisted of about 20 players. Dan recalls the right side of the line practicing against the left side of the defensive line. They didn't have enough players to practice 11 against 11. In 1963, the Trojans played a JV schedule, and in 1964 played a varsity schedule. Coach Walker recalls winning the first varsity game and the quarterback Charlie Lynch scoring the first touchdown on a bootleg play around the end. The 1964 team had a winning record of 5-4. The remarkable feat of a winning record prompted the Courier-Journal newspaper in Louisville to write an article that suggested Coach Walker should have been named Coach of the Year in Kentucky. After leaving North Hardin, Coach Walker moved on to Morehead State University as assistant coach. When the Morehead coach team left and went to Murray State University, the coaching team rather, Coach Walker accompanied that group and moved to the Murray area. A few years later, Coach Walker joined the Callaway County school system as an assistant coach and teacher. During his career at Callaway County, Dan was known as an offensive specialist and great running back and quarterback coach. Many credited Coach Walker with the success of legendary UK football player Pookie Jones. Dan finished his career at Callaway County and retired in the Murray area where he resides with his wife, Elva. On October 12th, Coach Dan McCamish, along with Coach Dwayne Ellis, traveled to Murray and met with Coach Walker and his friend Randy McCallum. Coach Ellis and Coach McCamish presented Mr. Walker with his plaque of recognition as a member of the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Due to serious health issues, Coach Walker is unable to travel and accept his award in person. Accepting in person on Dan's behalf is Hall of Famer member Jim Frame. Jim played on Coach Walker's first team. Coach Dan Walker, the North Hardin community owes you a great debt for your part in helping to establish the tradition of excellence that has carried down through the football program at North Hardin High School. Thank you and congratulations on your induction into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. And if you all can give us just a little bit of latitude here, we actually have a video of that presentation, is that right?
We're in Murray, Kentucky to present Coach Dan Walker with the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame Award, recognizing his service at North Hardin. Here to present the award is Randy McCallum, who's with the State High School Board of Control. Randy?
Well, it's quite an honor as a KHSAA Board of Control member, an unexpected honor to get this opportunity to present Coach Dan Walker on behalf of the North Hardin Athletic Hall of Fame, this plaque in honor of his contributions while he was at North Hardin. As I understand, he started the football program there and got the ball rolling. And we're extremely proud of Dan. He's an excellent person and did a great job here in our local community here in Murray. And I know he appreciates this honor.
Thank you.
Say hi to all his friends at North Hardin High School.
Well, congratulations on your award.
I thank you.
Let's give Coach Walker another big round of applause. Jeremy Aldridge was a 1994 graduate of North Hardin, where he was a multi-sport athlete. Hall of Fame coach Ron Bevers said, had Jeremy Aldridge not returned to the basketball team for the 93-94 season, we probably wouldn't have made it out of the region. Jeremy made everyone a better player. A longtime North Hardin fan overheard Coach Bevers describing Jeremy as a talented, tenacious, and fierce competitor. Jeremy played on 2 state tournament teams, having won the 5th region tournament in 90 and 91 and in 1993 and 94. His senior year, he led his team in assists. He averaged 4.1. 3-point shots, 36.5%, and free throws, 75.2%. Jeremy was on the 17th District All-Tournament team in 1994 and the 5th Region All-Tournament team in 1994. He also received an invitation to the coveted Kentucky High School All-Star Tryout for the top 32 players in the state. During his time at North, Jeremy lettered in football, golf, baseball, and basketball. He holds the individual record at North for consecutive free throws made, and he's still 15th all-time in the state. In addition to his basketball career, Jeremy was an outstanding pitcher, shortstop, second base, and third baseman for the Trojans. Jeremy was truly a team player. The Trojan faithful have witnessed many instances when Coach Bevers would jump from the bench and call timeout, stop, and y'all seen Coach Bevers stomp, you know what I'm talking about. Stomp, point at Jeremy, and loudly exclaim, "Damn it, Jeremy, shoot the ball." Forgive me, Mama Prophet, that's what was written down. Jeremy attended Hanover College in Indiana and completed his Bachelor's of Arts in Science and History at Eastern Kentucky University. He graduated from the University of Louisville School of Law in 2001, and Jeremy returned to Hardin County to practice law and is currently a partner at Aldridge and Birdwhistle Law Firm in Elizabethtown. Jeremy enjoys being dad to his children, Sydney, Reagan, Remy, Kennedy, Madison, and Lincoln. Jeremy Aldridge, congratulations on your induction into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Leonard Brown is a 1997 graduate of North Hardin High School, where he played baseball and football. He was a 4-year letterman in baseball and a member of the 1997 state championship runner-up team. Leonard was instrumental in helping lead the Trojans to the 5th Region Championship in 96 and 97. Leonard was the cleanup hitter on both of those teams. He hit a Trojan record of 12 home runs during his senior year and hit the 12th home run during the state semifinals at Louisville Cardinal Stadium. The Trojans fell short in the championship game, and Leonard was named to the 1997 state all-tournament team. Leonard Brown may be the most highly recommended individual to be inducted in the North Hardin High School Hall of Fame. Trojan greats have made the following statement in their recommendation letters. Hall of Famer Charlie Reed states, "Much of my success at North Hardin High School was due in part to Leonard Brown's batting and fielding skills. It was one of Leonard's diving catches that saved a no-hitter." Coach Greg Grum said that. Leonard's exceptional hot bat was very instrumental in our Trojan State runner-up title in 1997. In my 32 years of high school coaching, I can proudly say that Leonard Brown is one of my all-time favorite players. His tremendous work ethic and positive attitude was contagious to the whole team. Teammate Chuck Paget says, "I can assure you that the heart and soul of those locker rooms and dugouts was Mr. Leonard Brown." The positive recommendations continue from Hall of Famer Ace Adcock, Hall of Famer Nick Coven, and Elizabethtown Mayor Jeff Gregory. Leonard's success had gone beyond his years at North Hardin. He had a successful coaching career for many years in youth programs around Hardin County and is currently on a coaching staff at Elizabethtown High School. Leonard Brown, congratulations on your induction into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Nick Coven, North Hardin High School graduate class of 1998. Nick Coven was a remarkable running back from 1995 to 1997, where he was a 3-year starter for the Trojans. Nick was a formidable force in the Trojans' backfield, showing both the mental and physical toughness needed not only as a running back, but as a true born leader on and off the field to his teammates. Former teammate and Hall of Famer member Joe Washington III recalls, "What I remember about Nick the most was a physical running style in which he would punish any defensive player who would try to tackle him." And punish he did. Throughout those 3 seasons, Nick was able to accomplish the following statistics. 1995, his sophomore year, 52 carries for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. 5 catches, 80 yards, and 1 touchdown. His 1996 junior year, 170 carries, 1,200 yards, and 13 touchdowns. 11 catches, 200 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And he was the News Enterprise first team all-area running back that year as well. 1997, his senior year, 209 carries, 906 yards, and 11 touchdowns, 6 catches, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and the News Enterprise first team all-area running back and the team offensive most valuable player. Although his accomplishments may have led to wins for the Trojan on the scoreboard and stats in the I'll get it right here in just a minute, scorebook, his true influence was in the locker room. While remembering in his playing days with Nick, his former teammate and friend Terrell Harrison says, he was able to empower, mentor, and provide quality wisdom to teammates and peers alike. This was shown not only in words, but in actions as well. His dedication and drive to succeed motivated the team to work harder, to set and achieve high goals. Nick would be the first in the weight room and the last one out. After high school, Nick went on to further his athletic football career at both Morehead State University in Kentucky and Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, where he has also continued his influence on and off the field. Marcus Hike, another football teammate and friend, recalls, "When I joined him at Lane College, he was a great team leader and he showed me how to be a team player." Nick was always the one who put the accomplishment of a team above his own. The saying of "once a Trojan, always a Trojan" couldn't be more true of Nick Coven, as he loved the game. He loved being a Trojan, and he loved those Friday night lights at Trojan Stadium. Nick, along with his wife Ursula, currently reside in Vine Grove, Kentucky. Congratulations, Nick Coven and his family, for your induction into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame, Class of 2023.
You got plenty?
Andrea Dyson Howard, North Hardin High School graduate class of 1995. Andrea Dyson Howard attended North Hardin High School from 1991 to 1995, where she was a pivotal member of the girls' varsity soccer team. Andrea racked up many achievements in this time, both academically and athletically. Her list of school accomplishments and achievements: a 4.0 GPA all 4 years at North Hardin High School. Now that deserves a round of applause. She was a member of the Student Council, Student Against Drunk Driving, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and National Honor Society, and a member of the National Council on Youth Leadership. Soccer achievements: 1989 through 91. Member of the North Hardin High School boys JV squad until the establishment of the girls program later in 1991. 1991 to 1995. She was captain and co-captain of the North Hardin High School girls soccer team. 1992, North Hardin High School girls soccer team most valuable player. 1993, Kentucky High School Association All-Region Girls Soccer Team and Kentucky High School Association All-State Honorable Mention Girls Soccer Team. 1994, Kentucky High School Girls Soccer Coaches Association All-State Girls Soccer Team. Kentucky High School Association First Team Academic All-State. A member of the U.S. Youth Soccer Olympic Development Program and the girls select team While she collected just about every award she could while playing soccer for North Hardin, nothing was more important than the role she played in paving the way for the North Hardin girls soccer program. When asked by former teammates what is one word you would use to describe Andrea as an athlete teammate, here are some of those words: fierce, leader, disciplined, intense, dedicated, and most important, trailblazer. Trailblazer is a perfect word to describe Andrea. As mentioned earlier, Andrea began her soccer career on the boys' JV team before the girls' program was established. She was one of the 2 female members that transitioned from the boys' team to the girls' team in 1991. Her former coach, Gary Emerton, described Andrea as such a key player as a founding member of the Ladies Trojan program. Her advanced playing skills, knowledge of the game, and leadership talent was present on and off the field. On the field, she anchored our attack and was the cornerstone of our defense. A truly remarkable team player that always made others around her better. From then until graduation in 1995, Andrea set the example for every female athlete after her. She is described by former teammate and Hall of Fame member Courtney Crutcher-Bell. Playing with Andrea was like having a teammate and a coach on the field with you, always giving it all 110% on every play of every game, while she expected just the same out of you as well. This drive and determination shown by Andrea in the early years of the program set the foundation for North Hardin girls soccer for years to come. Nowadays, you can find Andrea in the stands at North Hardin High School in a different role, as mom and spectator. However, you still might find her heart that she left on that soccer field years ago. After high school, Andrea attended and graduated from the University of Kentucky, there you go, with a diploma in Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She currently resides in Radcliffe with her family. She is the daughter of Karen Dyson and the late Joseph Dyson. She is married to her high school sweetheart of 24 years and a fellow Hall of Fame member, John Howard. They have 3 children together, Mason, Landry, and Cannon Howard. Congratulations to Andrea and her family on their induction to the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame class 2023. Man, Terry Lynn Scott, you got a lot to live up there. This one, next one. Terry Lynn Scott, a 1991 graduate of North Hardin High School, has been involved in North soccer as both a player and coach. Then later he became a successful high school soccer referee. Terry, a 4-year letterman in soccer at North Hardin, was instrumental in helping the Trojans win their first ever regional championship and first state tournament berth. As a 3-year starter for the Trojans and 2-time team captain, he had 30-plus career goals, 90-plus career assists. He was on the All-Region team in 90 and 91, All-District in 90 and 91, and a member of the All-State team in 1991. Former teammate and Hall of Famer Harold Bubba Dennis says, in addition to Terry's accomplishments as a player, he continued to influence the Trojan tradition of excellence by dedicating his time as an assistant coach, contributing to the soccer program's future success. Terry exemplifies what it means to be a North Hardin Trojan and is very deserving of this honor. Today, Terry continues to be a pillar in the Radcliffe community. Terry and his family still reside in Radcliffe, and he's senior pastor at Abundant Life Church in Radcliffe. Terry Lynn Scott, congratulations on your induction into the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Willard Rice Sr. was hired by Hardin County Schools in the fall of 1964. Coach Rice was hired as a teacher and assistant principal at Radcliffe Elementary, and as an assistant football coach under head coach Dan Walker. Coach Rice was named the head football coach in the fall of 1968. When he took over the program, the roster had 22 varsity players and 2 assistant coaches. Coach Rice worked hard along with assistant coach Bill Hogg as they were able to increase the interest in the football program, and in just 3 years, there were over 80 young men on the roster. Coach Rice could often be found working on the football field and sorting through the older hand-me-down equipment house in the legendary block building. Coach Rice and his friend and colleague, Mr. A.B. Cook, the shop teacher, built machines that could be used to lift weights. These machines utilized railroad ties and railroad iron. Hall of Famer Rick Skeeters know that one length of rail iron weighed 25 pounds. Coach did not let a lack of funding derail his desire to equip his players and build the startup program. When North Hardin moved to the new school in Radcliffe at the start of the 69-70 school year, the football program continued to play in Vine Grove. With the football program gaining in notoriety and adding players to the roster, the Hardin County School System approved a new football stadium to be located in Radcliffe at the high school. Coach Rice, along with many businessmen in the Radcliffe-Vine Grove community, helped raise a significant amount of funds necessary to build the new stadium. A side note taken from a local newspaper indicated the total cost of the new stadium would be approximately $140,000. Due to a delay with the lights for the new stadium, the football team played their home games on Saturday afternoon during the 1972 season. Former player Mike Biggs says Coach Rice's organization, planning, and execution of every practice and game plan were simply accepted as the norm. Leading the Trojan football team was a family affair for Coach Rice. Mrs. Rice was the team mom. Their children, Will and Gail, were common sights at practices and games. The Rice's family's love for Trojan football set the tone for all others in and around the program. Coach Rice believed he was building young men. He constantly drove his players to be men of good character and work ethic. He challenged us with the responsibility for our actions and performance on and off the field, and we thought it was all about football. Hall of Famer Rudy McKinney says, Coach Rice had my best interest at heart both on and off the field. He taught me football skills, but he also stressed life skills. Hall of Famer Roger Biggs says the following about Coach Rice. My greatest respect for Coach Rice was his mentorship to the young men he coached. Always positive, always respectful, and most of all, always someone you could look up to for guidance that would lead us to being better citizens in our community. Bob Watkins, a successful and longtime sports columnist from Hardin County, did an article on Coach Rice in June of 1996. Bob says of Coach Rice, his years coaching at North Hardin might be the best described as pioneering. Everything from hustling advertisements for game programs to lobbying the administration to invest money in uniforms, he did it. Then he turned a well-drilled and magnificently talented football team over to Bill Hogg. Then Charlie Lynch, and who along with Trojan fans enjoyed the harvest. In his best days, Willard was the quintessential football man. Imposing that 6'3" and 230-pound plus, he looked like a defensive tackle right up to his square jaw and marine haircut. And for you all that remember, he was a big man to us little kids. He tried very hard to act like one, but he often led with his heart. Willard Rice coached the Trojans to 34 wins and 29 losses during his time at North. However, his legacy is not in the wins and losses. His legacy exists through the foundation he helped build at North and the impact that he had on many young men he touched during and after his time as head football coach. His most notable team from 1971 was a talent-laden team that had 9 wins and only 2 losses. Coach Rice was fortunate to have many of his current Hall of Famers on his early teams. Ed Brandon, Ed Hawkins, Rick Skeeters, Bernie Head, Kelly Kirchbaum, Howard Stidham, Rudy McKinney, Roger Biggs, Huck Hyder, and David Biggs. This induction is very personal to the writer of this biography and to many, many young men that came through the football program during Coach Rice's tenure. We had the success on the gridiron, but many, many more had so much more success in life. Thanks, Coach Willard Rice, and congratulations on your induction in the North Hardin High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Tonight, Tonight, accepting in Coach's behalf is his daughter Gail and his son Will Rice. Casey Uris began her stellar athletic career in soccer and softball for North Hardin High School from 1998 to 2002. She began her varsity softball career as an 8th grader, where she was a go-to pinch runner on the 1998 regional championship team. From there, her career soared as a freshman and sophomore. She earned a spot in the infield at second base before becoming the team's premier catcher and bullpen pitcher for her final 2 seasons. In her senior year, she led the team not only behind the plate as their steady, unflappable catcher, but at the plate as well with a better than .400 batting average that led to the Lady Trojans winning another 5th region championship and at a 5th place finish at the Kentucky State Tournament. Casey collected several honors during her career to include, in 1999, Team Defensive Award, in 2001, the News Enterprise All-Area Team, in 2002, the News Enterprise All-Area Team, All-District Team, All-Region Team, All-State Tournament Team, and Team Most Valuable Award. Former varsity coach and fellow Hall of Fame member Donnie Baker described her as a versatile player who never complained. She always did what was best for the team without hesitation. Her attitude and work ethic were second to none. She was truly talented and dedicated on the field and in the classroom. After high school, Casey was selected as a walk-on to the University of Louisville softball team. She spent 1 year with the Cardinals before leaving to accept a scholarship and transfer to Jacksonville University in Florida for the next 3 years. After college, Casey continued her softball success, but this time as an assistant softball coach at Inglewood High School in Duval County, Florida. Later becoming the varsity coach and leading them to their first district tournament championship in nearly 20 years. That's awesome. Casey currently resides in Orange Park, Florida with her family. Congratulations to Casey and her family on your induction to the North Hardin High School Hall of Fame Class of 2023. Let's give them all a big round of applause again, please. Here's your class of 2023. In all my years of emceeing this program, this is the first year I've seen a standing ovation like this for a class. That's cool. At this time, would Rick Skeeters, chairperson of our Hall of Fame committee, please come to the podium for presentation of the Athletic Hall of Fame plaque. And Rick's going to accept it on behalf of the school since our principal for the high school is not able to be here tonight.
Anna.
And this plaque will be displayed along with the plaques from the classes of the previous years.
Yes, here in the school.
You want them to stand up? You want them to stand up and come over here with you?
No.
Okay. All right.
We're going to get their pictures, though.
Okay. So, before you all leave, and this includes the folks that won from Rineyville and Vine Grove, please do not leave after the ceremony because we'd like to get some pictures of you all. Please stay after. We hope you all have enjoyed tonight. This is a special evening that will take some time to visit with folks that you haven't seen in quite some time, and visit with some of these folks that were honored to be presented with these accolades tonight. We also hope that you will think about those athletes and coaches and contributors or alumni that deserve to be honored in 2024. We need your help in this process, as Rick had said earlier. Anyone can nominate, and there are forms available on the North Hardin High School website. If you have any questions, see Steve Yates or Rick Skeeters, because this program is self-funded each year, and we could use your help in securing sponsors and donations. If you have any questions or you would like to make a donation tonight, see Rick Skeeters. Thank you for continued support as we honor these individuals. Please feel free to visit and take pictures. We look forward to seeing you all in 2024 as we once again put the spotlight on individuals that have written their names in the record books of North Hardin High School athletics. Have a safe trip home, everybody.